Hey, welcome to the TV channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the best of 3 game between ChaosDukemon and Imperialdramon. ChaosDukemon was released way back in B03 and we shall see how it duked out against Imperialdramon as he does evolve to the 2-cost vanilla here in the nursery. Now you guys must be wondering, why is he playing a 2-cost rookie or rather a 2-cost champion there? Now the reason is basically quite simple and straightforward. Basically it's incorporating the aggressiveness that the Bond of Friendship and Bond of Courage has introduced to the game as of today, basically evolving to the vanillas and swinging at security. Now, why is that so popular nowadays? Is thanks to that 7k body, and 7k is actually quite a high DP if you think about it, because of that low commitment that you actually put into the card itself. So just 2-cost vanillas on top of a rookie, you actually basically swing over blockers and hitting the security with actually very little chance of dying. So as we can see, we do see the Imperialdramon being involved out in the playing area there, not expecting that Dukemon potential as he does go for the Digiverse, and the Dukemon will be coming down most likely after this 2-cost evolution in nursery, and does go for the ChaosDukemon here to actually kill the Imperialdramon, leaving the blue player with an empty field, and now he has to reset the board, but we do have 3 Digimons on the purple side of the field that is ready to deal some damage to the security of the Imperialdramon player as he does evolve to the Imperialdramon nicely in the nursery there, but will it be too late as he does push out the 2-cost vanilla there and does swing at the security, not dying thanks to the 7k DP body. Labramon will swing too, but does die to the champion. But because of ChaosDukemon skill, he's able to revive the Labramon and then using the Wolgramon skill to restand itself to swing twice in that same turn, and he does go for the dual white tamer there to actually pass the turn. Now you guys might be wondering, why is he playing the dual white tamer here? Because he does actually incorporate Zord defeat in the deck, and a sudden Zord defeat in the security can consider quite a strong comeback mechanic, I would say, especially paired with the white dual tamer there. It can become a sudden 2 to 3 crit Omimon and can put your opponent at a very disadvantage or even a lethal game. We do see the Digimon skill activates, just drop the white tamer, but we do see the Stingmon piercing ability activating here and does go for the Omimon to actually kill off that Dukemon body. Now, the Imperialdramon does seem to be in a good state, but however he does have 0 security left and the purple player does have to evolve in the nursery and spawn a bunch of Digimons here, and he will be able to actually take the lethal or rather take the game of the Imperialdramon. You do see another white dual tamer here which does successfully gain in 2 memory thanks to that level 7 on the board, and we do see a Gazimon being hardcore here which does put a very strong stop against blue deck in general. And he does swing the Omimon here without any inherent ability, unfortunately, because this inherent ability only affects Imperialdramon and not Omimon. Now he does go for the Analog Boy here which does pick up Imperialdramon, but I wouldn't say it does change much of the game as he does go for the Stingmon here, but it will not change the fact that the right player doesn't have any security left against that 2 Digimons on the left side of the field, and this will be game 1. Now we're moving on to game 2 here with Dukemon actually going first yet again, hatching to the Digimon and going for the Gazimon, draw 1, and then hard calling the Tapiamon to pass the turn, and Tapiamon is actually a very strong rookie because he can just throw his body in the security and then drawing 1 after, basically giving you the advantage. Let's go for the Dracomon here, allowing him to pick up the Imperialdramon because it's a Dramon in his name, and then going for the Howling Memory boost already to stop the Tapiamon from suiciding. And looks like the Gazimon will be suiciding instead, hitting to the Imperialdramon, and the Digimon skill will activate, allowing him to draw 1. And that's discard the Gilmon there, and decides to actually hardcore the Skullgreymon for 8 costs, passing back 5 memory to the blue Imperialdramon player. As he does respect the potential Dukemon here, he does not push out the Digimon from nursery, actually evolving the Stingmon and the Imperialdramon in nursery there to protect it from the Dukemon effect, and thus decide to hardcore the Vmon for the EX01 to actually pass the turn. And I'll be hatching another Digimon here, evolving to the Labramon here, and thanks to that Skullgreymon on the field, he's able to actually evolve to the ChaosDukemon here to actually kill off that Vmon, killing off that Tapiamon to draw 1 more card and allowing him to actually summon a Digimon from the drop zone thanks to that ChaosDukemon ability, and he does choose the Gazimon, which does put a stop to that memory boost he does have on the right side of the field. He does swing the Imperialdramon, does have jamming though, so no worries there. And he'll be going for the new Imperialdramon here, which allows him to restand this Digimon and then resting one of the opponent's Digimon, but it doesn't matter as the turn has been passed, but thanks to the Gazimon, no memory gain will be done for the blue Imperialdramon player. Gazimon is definitely a wet blanket, I would say, and the Labramon will swing as security, hitting to another Imperialdramon we see in the security, and the Digimon skill will activate, dropping that Skullgreymon, which does have the ability to actually chuck it itself in under a Digimon, and he does chuck it under the Gazimon here, and then evolving to a Devimon, which is a blocker now. So basically that Vengeance blocker is already up and running, and we do see him hit into a Howling Memory boost, but thanks to that Devimon commitment, we don't see any Gazimon now. So he's able to actually activate the memory boost here, pushing to 3 memory here. And thus decide to actually go for the Omimon here, which will activate his Blitz ability first, swing at that ChaosDukemon. And the Devimon will block with the Vengeance, so it will be proccing the Omimon skill, allowing him to discard the Imperialdramon. And thanks to that on-place evolution, he's able to withstand the Digimon and allow him to swing again at the ChaosDukemon, but thanks to that Skullgreymon coming in clutch, he's able to kill off that Omimon body, which feels pretty bad for the Imperialdramon player, I would say. He does go for the Howling Memory boost here to allow him to actually evolve to the X-Vmon without passing the turn, and then calling the Vmon to pass back 3 memory to the left player, as he does hatch into a Demi-Meramon here. Evolving to a Tapiamon, the champion will be swinging at the security, and you do realize the 7k body really sticks a lot, as he does go for the Mech Ishida here, and you will see what he will be picking up. He does go for the Skullgreymon here, which does have a lot of flexibility in terms of what he can do. Swing at the security with the Vmon. A slight replay here is going to happen, as he does decide to swing with the X-Vmon instead, which does have jamming as well, but because he does want to proc the Digitama skill to draw 1, allowing him to have more options, so thanks to the left player to allow such a replay. Let's evolve to the Imperialdramon here to actually stand itself, but we do have 2 Digimons and 1 security there. Evolving to the 2-cost Vanilla again, which does have 7k DP, hitting over their blocker very easily, but the Imperialdramon does suicide with the champion. But 7k body will be swing again, forcing their blocker to die. And basically the Imperialdramon is facing a direct drop situation right here, unless he can come in with a clutch. But the Gazimon is definitely a pain in the ass because it stops the Hammer Spark play, or not, he could have possibly evolved to the Imperialdramon here with 2 memory. We do see another Skullgreymon being chucked under that Gazimon, and man, that is super annoying. Let's go for the Analog Boy here, looking at top 3, and thus decide to find, or rather take that Colamon, and thus hardcore it to actually protect him from lethal. But we do see 6 memory being passed to the purple player there. Evolving to yet another Tapiamon nursery, and let's go for the Mech Ishida to pick up that 2-cost champion, evolving it, and we will be comfortably hitting over that blocker once again, and you must admit that that 2-cost champion is coming in very clutch. And we do see a memory choke being done here, as we do see him swinging with the Vmon. Not gonna do too much, and this should be game, as he does hardcore a 2-cost rookie, and this is game. Now we'll be taking a look at the ChaosDukemon deck profile here, starting off with the 4 Demi-Meramon, because Demi-Meramon is just too clutch and you don't really want other Digitamas to be ruining your first few turns, because you do want to set up the Drop Zone as soon as possible. Next we do play 4 Tapiamons, because Tapiamons does offer a very good on-deletion effect, allowing you to draw 1, so it can do very well with the Wargreymon skill, the ChaosDukemon skill, or in generally you're just gonna throw it at this open security and hope for the best. Next we do play 3 Gazimons, and Gazimon are coming in very clutch for purple, especially because with all the cards gaining memory nowadays, so Gazimon is just an anti-fun, but it's very much fun for the purple player. Now we do play Labramon. Labramon does offer a very good synergy with Skullgreymon, especially allowing you to draw 1 and discard 1, so you can actually proc the Skullgreymon very efficiently. And the next use is basically to actually cycle through a deck, allowing you to fill out that drop zone so that your ChaosDukemon will be always active. Next we do play 4 Gilmons here, because Gilmon does work very well with Wargreymon and the ChaosDukemon, allowing it to be a 3-cost evolution, which does come in very handy because you do want to swing the same turn you evolve, putting your opponent to lesser securities as you go for game. Next we do play actually 8 blockers here, because it does so well with the Skullgreymon, especially in a meta whereby Jasmon and rather stronger attackers exist. You do want to have a blocker that comes with consequences for them, allowing them to actually trade these bodies with your Vengeance blockers. So 8 blockers is definitely a go-to. Next we do play the 4 vanilla champions here, which you have seen in the games itself. It does so much work because of the 7k body. We can't deny that 7k bodies are actually very underestimated nowadays, because it does hit over blockers, and 7k DPs are actually a level 5 power as well, so your opponent wouldn't actually trade the level 5 with your level 4, because that's just a scam exchange if you ask me. Next, we do move on to level 5, and level 5 we do play 4 Black Wargreymon and 4 Skullgreymon. Now both of them do offer very nice synergy for the deck, especially the Wargreymon, as he does have a very strong Digiburst, allowing you to set on a body for the ChaosDukemon, and then having a strong inherit, allowing your Digimon to swing twice by sacrificing a body, which isn't a problem because ChaosDukemon does revive a body for you. Now the Skullgreymon does come in very clutch, especially to the blockers. Setting up a Vengeance blocker is a very great deterrence for opponents who want to swing with one big body, such as Jesmon, and even in this case Imperialdramon. Next, for the level 6, we're actually playing 4 ChaosDukemon and 3 Imperialdramon. Now Imperialdramon does allow your level 6 body to stick so that you can actually evoke the Sword Defeat on top of it. Because of his very strong resilience skill, when you do have a Tamer on the field, you actually can revive or rather call a ChaosDukemon from your hand or your drop zone to the field. So having a guaranteed level 6 body is a very strong deterrence, especially when you do play Sword Defeats. Killing that Tamer does ruin tempo games, especially for these Bond of Courage and Bond of Friendship decks. Next, we are just playing 5 Tamers here, 2 Mei Ishida just to recycle and guarantee 3 memory. And we do play that 3 dual white Tamer just because Sword Defeat in the security for a sudden 4 crit attack is a possibility. Now I've gone through this Imperialdramon deck profile in my previous video, so do check it out there. Thank you guys for watching till the end, and do consider subscribing, dropping a like and a comment if you guys do enjoy the content.